Hicks here, and welcome to my inaugural video of the box, the guitar and ukulele demonstrations and discussions. So the whole idea of these videos is that I'll be demonstrating instruments that I've come across over the years, but also inputting a little bit of 35 years experience as a guitarist, but also 15 years as a ukulele player. Now, a little bit new to this kind of thing, so everything's going to be all over the place. I'm aware this kitchen and the sound wise is not ideal, it's a little bit echoey. It's the only place I could fit everything I wanted to do today into one place, so apologies about that. This channel will develop over time, just bear with me. Hey ho, you know, it is what it is, we're all going to start somewhere. But I'm hoping the content will be really useful to you. And today I'm really honoured to start off with these three ukuleles from the Magic Fluke Company. These are called Fleas. So for those who aren't in the know about the Magic Fluke Company, 20 years ago, Dale and Phyllis were getting a bit fed up with Dale working all the time. He was a corporate engineer and a very successful one. For those of you who don't know Dale, he's got the brain the size of a planet, and is just amazing. Actually, I went to visit them about 3 years ago, and his whole house inside has been built by him. He's got no end of snowmobiles in a barn. He just renovates, invents. He loves doing stuff with his hands, and they were getting fairly fed up with not having a huge amount of family time and concentrating on the things that they loved. So Phyllis's brother, Jim Beloff, who's a renowned composer and musician, laid down the gauntlet, from what I can hear with Dale, from what I understand, and said, why don't you build me? Why don't you use your engineering knowledge to build a ukulele? So I understand Dale's background was kind of sonic engineering, so actually building an instrument that sounded sonically excellent wasn't going to be a huge challenge to him. So, and he came up originally with the Fluke. It's like a paddleboard looking triangular instrument, which I'll get hold of some at some point and do a video on. And they really became very popular. The band Beirut, I've forgotten the name of the lead singer. He plays one, and they're excellent instruments. And then further down the line, Dale created the Flea, which are these three. And in many ways, for me, when I came to the ukulele 15 years ago, and there wasn't a lot going on in the UK, all of it was going on in the States, and these instruments were kind of all the craze, really, in many ways. And I really kind of honed in on these and always wanted one. Kind of thought these were the iconic ukuleles to have, really. And they were. You know, Bette Midler plays one. Is it William H. Macy and Loudon Wainwright III. Renowned musicians, and they play these professionally on stage. And they are professional grade instruments. So I first got a Fluke and a Flea about 5 years ago, and I've not been without one since, really, bar 6 months in the middle when I stupidly sold one. And they just are absolute workhorses, really robust, and they sound excellent. I had a Fluke which I travelled all around the world with when I was in the Navy, and it ended up on beaches, ended up with sand in it, ended up getting wet, and it still plays as beautifully as it did on the first day I got it. Absolutely immense. But I was interested in seeing all the ranges together. So this one at the end, the Lava, this is kind of, apart from the black, which is quite a new addition, it's a polycarbonate fretboard with a hoop pine top, and this kind of classic plastic back and sides, which really distinguishes the Flea and the Fluke. So that's kind of your stock model, if you want. That's, for want of a better word, that's what first was invented. And then further down the line, they developed the wood and hardwood fretboard. So as you can see here. And then further down, we've got the koa top. So they do a spruce top and a koa top, and the hardwood fretboard. So these come in at various prices. This Lava Beauty down here, so it's the M30 Lava, and it comes in at £239. This is the Ukelyptus. This comes in at, so I'm just straining my eyes, 319, and this one here is 389. So this is solid koa, Hawaiian koa. I don't really need to say Hawaiian koa because actually there is no other koa. You'll read in other places there's Portuguese koa, it's nonsense. If it's not from Hawaii, it's not koa. So, as I said, this comes in at 389. Now, there's quite a big price difference between the two, and I'm really interested to see what the difference is between the three of them. And very kindly, Mark Pugh from Stones Music has sent these over to me to have a try. So, I obviously know which ones these are, but I'm going to set up a little experiment, and I'm going to kind of make things interesting a bit and just see if I can tell which one's which. All right? It could go completely wrong and I might fall flat on my face. But I did say there's no expense spared. So this is the box that Mark sent the fleas in to me. So I've mixed them up. I've got an independent adjudicator who's had to nip out, but put them all in the box here. I haven't got a clue what order they're in. So I'm going to pick one out one at a time, not look at the front of it. I'm going to close my eyes, and then we're going to I'm going to try and guess which one's which. And that's really just to highlight whether there's a difference or not between these instruments. All right? So you'll see, obviously, by the front which ukulele it is, and we're going to see whether I'm going to embarrass myself or not. Okay. Where's it gone? There is a ukulele in here, I'm sure. Right, okay, so without scratching it. That's a bit nerve-wracking. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so here we go. It's hard to play when you're not looking at the fretboard. Okay, so I'm not sure. I think it's definitely got a hardwood fretboard. I'm just going to put that there. Okay, put it head on so I can't see. Okay, so I think it's got a hardwood fretboard. I'll leave it at that for the minute. Okay, so the next up. Okay, oh, this could get ugly. Mark, I'm sorry if these get scratched. I didn't really think this through. Okay, so let's have another look. Oh, okay. think I know what they do. Always get that note wrong. Oh, sorry. Okay. I am going to do little videos with these in a second, alright? So, okay, so I think I'm going to put that over there. That's definitely got a hardwood fretboard. So those two hardwood fretboards, in which case, if I'm right, then that is going to be the solid top koa, because I think genuinely there is a bit of an increase in tone and projection on that. That's the hoop pine, the Ukelyptus, which, so we'll see. This is very exciting. Okay, so if I'm right, I think this should be the lava. Oh. Again, at least I'm consistent. Okay, right. Going to pin my flag to the mast now. So I think that's the lava. So the polycarbonate fretboard with the hoop pine top. I think that's the solid koa with the hardwood fretboard. And so that is the hardwood fretboard with the hoop pine top. So I'm going to see if I'm right. You're either laughing your heads off at me or... Now the only reason I'm thinking that is very obviously the koa. No shadow of a doubt, because there is quite a big difference in tone and projection with this one. There's an interesting difference between the two of these, and there is a price difference. So lava, hoop pine top, hardwood fretboard. Okay, I'm getting lost. Let's just have a look. So. Yes, I was right. So I forgot to say that's a maple top. All right. So that must mean that this is the lava. Okay. And this, of course, is the solid koa. Now the question is at this point. First and foremost is this instrument here, say your basic Flea ukulele, is that worth £289? Bearing in mind, it's got a plastic back and sides and a polycarbonate moulded front. So, yes, okay, it's very subjective. It is very subjective. The tone of this ukulele is lovely, absolutely lovely. Okay, so for starters, the tone on this and the volume, the projection is something else. It's on a par easily with some ukes at a similar price range. The price of these have gone up over the years, and that's reflected in the fact that they are all American made. So the parts will be made in areas local to Phyllis and Dale, but they are all hand finished. So there's a team of, I think, about 5. So when I went to visit them, there were kind of 4 people in the shop, in the workshop building these, and I actually had a go at building them myself. They are all hand finished. Now, to have that in the States with all American ingredients or materials, not cookery show. If it was a guitar and if it was a Fender, it probably cost you about £3,000. All right, so these are actually really, really well priced, and it's actually, I can imagine the challenge of paying people a good salary to build these, which I know Phyllis and Dale insist on. Getting quality materials to build them, but also importing them over to the UK within a certain price range is quite a challenge. And actually, we all know that the price of cargo freights, containers are getting more and more expensive. So that, you know, prices are going up on everything at the minute. I'm not going to get political. So actually, 289 quid on a really, really immaculately finished ukulele that sounds lovely, and I'm really going to pin my flag to the mast here. This fretboard, the polycarbonate fretboard, is probably one of the most playable soprano fretboards I've ever played, genuinely. I do stuff very easily on here that I struggle with sometimes. I'm not a great expert on the fan stroke, but it just seems to make a lot of things possible on here that I just couldn't do elsewhere. That maybe that's a reflection of my playing, but this is a wonderful instrument. And I was chatting to an old friend of mine, Barry Maz, who runs the Got a Ukulele site, and we both agreed that if our fleas got stolen or disappeared or got destroyed somehow, which is, I can't imagine how that would happen. I can't imagine how one of these would get destroyed because they're so robust. We would go straight out and buy a new one. And not quibble at having to pay $239 for this. Absolutely lovely instrument. So it's not for everyone. There are some people who don't get on with the Flea, and that's fine. And I'd always say, try as you buy. That said, the other benefit of having a polycarbonate moulded fretboard and back and sides is that actually I know that if I do lose my Flea and I want another one, I can order it online from Phyllis and Dale, and I know exactly what I'm going to get. So next up is the Ukelyptus. So this is the maple fretboard with the hoop pine top, lovely eucalyptus colour. And I do believe that it was these that I saw being made. It might not have been at the Ukelyptus, but it was certainly a maple fretboard. And I spent the morning in the workshop seeing what they're doing. And they fret the instruments, they build the fretboards, the hardwood fretboards. They assemble everything beautifully, and it's hand finished, and you can feel it. I mean, there's no rough edges on the frets. The fretwork is immaculate, and again, it's just a really playable neck. So the question is this worth 70 quid I think, more than the lava. Genuinely, yes. Yeah, I mean, again, the fretboard's made by hand. Okay, that's no mean feat. You have to be an expert in making ukuleles and guitars to actually get a fretboard this good. You know, again, it's hand finished, and it's just a lovely instrument. So I wouldn't quibble at spending £319 on this. Is there a difference between this and the lava? Yes, there is. Okay. So, how do I say this? So, I love the sound of the polycarbonate fretboard ukes. I think they're really unique. And there's something about picking up a uke, which is made of plastic and sounds this blooming amazing, that just gives me a buzz every time I pick it up. All right, so I'm a little bit biased towards this. However, there is an element of the sound of the Flea, polycarbonate fretboard Flea, which is unique to itself. And when it comes to the hardwood fretboard, there is definitely a difference in tone, which I could see that some would prefer. There's kind of, you start feeling a little bit of responsiveness in the neck and in the fretboard. Again, yeah, it's a handmade instrument, and it's lovely. You know, I could talk about these instruments for ages and completely lose my way, but this is lovely. So if you had a budget for you know, the polycarbonate fretboard, you know, the question is it worth jumping up, you know, waiting out for, you know, saving 70 quid to get the hardwood fretboard? I genuinely, at this stage, it's a case of personal preference. I would be more than made up to have a polycarbonate fretboard Flea. Is this worth 70 quid more? Yes, of course it is. It's a handmade fretboard with really, really good quality wood, really good quality maple, and again, really beautifully finished. It's a lovely, lovely instrument. So absolutely. So last but not least, so I'm just going to put these to one side. Solid koa top, hardwood fretboard. This is walnut, plastic back. This is outstanding. Genuinely, I'm going to struggle to send this one back to Mark. So, sorry, these are lovely. These are absolutely stunning. I would treasure these. And in a burning house or burning ship, sinking ship, I would rush to grab one of these to take them with me any day of the week. But this is quite exceptional, and the difference is quite major. Hence why, you know, there's an 80 quid difference between this one and the hardwood maple top. This is solid, proper Hawaiian koa. Now, as I said before, there is no other type of koa. Koa is local to Hawaii, so you will see manufacturers in various parts of the world talking about Portuguese koa. There's no such thing. It's acacia. Portuguese koa is acacia. Koa is an acacia type wood, but it's a unique tree to Hawaii, and it's it's got a world-renowned quality that makes ukulele sound amazing. Okay, they're bright and they're snappy and lots of projection, and this top with the really well designed back and sides, the molded ABS, just sounds wonderful, and it's really responsive. You can feel it in your chest as you're playing, and it's just a really playable. This is just sublime. So I'm going to play each one as we go along, just to give you an idea of how they sound. So I'll start off with where it all began, all right? And I'll try and play the same thing if I can remember. So, yeah. Have I got a favourite? Yeah, I have, obviously. And it's this one here. Is it worth $389? Yeah. This solid koa wood is really expensive and really good quality. To the point where I had a discussion with a guitar manufacturer a while back who made a parlour a guitar made out of koa, and it was all laminate, and it cost about £1,000. And their argument for making it laminate was if they were going to make it all koa, it would have been so expensive. It would have been a couple of grand more. So to actually get a ukulele with a solid koa top at this price is quite unusual, and they've done it in such a way that they've kind of harnessed the best experience you can get from the koa and all the best aspects of the Flea, and it really is an exceptional instrument, and I wouldn't hesitate to pay $389 for this. So I guess we've come to the end of the program. Lost for words now. It's such an honour to spend time with these instruments. They really are iconic. As I said, in summary, they're kind of the Fender of the Fender Telecaster or Stratocaster of the ukulele world. Phyllis and Dale do a lot of things right for the right reasons. They are insistent on keeping everything made and manufactured within Massachusetts and around their workshop. They're insistent on employing local people and using local business to make these products. That's reflected in the price point, which is fair enough as far as I'm concerned. The delightful couple, delightful family, and these are delightful instruments. And sadly, I'm going to have to put these back. So I'm going to just say goodbye to the lava. Clever little thing, aren't you? So let's just put you back. So yeah. Oh, goodness, yeah. I'm gonna do. God, this one's really growing on me. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Mark, these are going to be on their way soon. All right. So, last but not least. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, do you know, I haven't got a favourite. I think they're all pretty much the same in terms of holding my affection, just at different price points. But you know, I've got a special thing for that colour one. Anyway, I've got to just return all these back. So thanks, Mark, for sending these over, and I'll send them right back to you. All right. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again.